fly all the way to the left-ish. Which of the three? It's going to be the longest, whichever one I pick. So I'll pick the middle one. And I'll get a bunch of question askers in front of me, taking forever. Usually how it goes, right? Lowest one of all three. It's always what happens. Oh well. Either way, I'm in. It is 9:30, hour and a half after park open. Got some extra sleep last night, so rested, refreshed, ready to go for Animal Kingdom today. It is 50 degrees out. Yesterday was the warmest day. It was in the 70s. Yeah, today it's cold. It's one of the coldest days of the trip. Yesterday was the warmest. Speed limit 15. Look at this guy. Doing like 50. Okay, that's a bit exaggerated, but still. South Carolina, the one that was speeding through the parking lot. Guess they really wanted to get on Expedition Everest, right? Maybe Flight of Passage. See, 2 lanes open here. We'll cruise into the one with the fewest cars. Bye, Mr. South Carolina speeder. See, all that speeding did not pay off. Alright, Animal Kingdom. The last of Disney World. Alright, let's head on in. Animal Kingdom. Hey guys, Theme Park Mark here, and this is the last of the 4 Disney World parks for me to visit. Doing them all one day at a time. And this one is Animal Kingdom. Probably the weakest of the 4 parks. I think a lot of people would agree there's not a ton of attractions, but what they do have is fantastic. So looking forward to getting back on Expedition Everest. I do have a lightning lane for Flight of Passage, and hopefully we can do the safari as well and check out some shows and just have a good day here at Animal Kingdom. Also will be my last ride on Dinosaur, because that will be closing down, I think, next month. Very, 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 very soon. They're going to be turning that into Indiana Jones, much like at Disneyland, which I don't necessarily like. Anyway, let's head on in, have a good day here. It is 50 degrees right now. It is the coldest day of the trip so far by far. Yesterday was, I think, in the 70s, and it was actually the warmest. It got up to, I think, 79, 80. So from the warmest day to the coldest day, I might put on a jacket and ride Expedition Everest a few times. So let's head on in, have a good day. Excited to take you guys along with me for the ride as always. Let's giddy up. Always remember where you parked. Alright, so the park opened at 8 o'clock. It is now 9:45. I did get a little bit of extra sleep. My first lightning lane was at 8:55. It was Dinosaur. I should be able to catch the end of it, so that's where I'm going to head first once I'm in the park. First, the tram ride. Alright, last of the 4 parks. Let's head on in. Animal Kingdom. I'm pretty sure it was a cold day the last time I was here, and the time before that, and the time before that. Talking in the 50s. Yeah, I remember Everest being a frigid ride last year. I guess as it's meant to be, right? Yeah, I never seem to be here on a warm day. Missed it by one day this time, because yesterday it was warm. Oh well, let's head on in. Still has Christmas tree up here at Animal Kingdom. Head on in and go to Dinosaur first. Blends in really well. Animal Kingdom, definitely the most scenic park of all 4 here at Disney World. The center of it is the Tree of Life, which I think had a Bug's Life here last year. I'm not sure if they've changed that or will be changing it. I'll have to look that one up. So yes, a Bug's Life is closed. It closed back in March. It's now Zootopia. It's on the sign here. I'll probably check that out later on. For now, I'm going to head to what was Dinoland USA. It's still on the sign there. That closed last year. All that remains is Dinosaur. So that whole area is being changed into Tropical Americas, I believe, which will be opening up in 2027. Dinosaur, as I mentioned, still open. That's my first lightning lane of the day, and it will be probably my last ride on Dinosaur, since that will be closed in a month or so to change that into Indiana Jones ride. If you guys didn't know, it is the exact same layout as the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland. Obviously right now themed towards dinosaur, and we're going back to the past and retrieving a dinosaur. But yeah, they're just going to change it. I think probably exactly the same as the Indiana Jones ride is at Disneyland. Not sure. I would imagine there'd be some changes. But we'll see. So let's head on into the remnants of Dinoland USA. Have one final ride on Dinosaur. A lot of construction happening over here on this side of the park. Yes, it will be Tropical Americas, as I mentioned. Some concept art. There's Everest. I'm headed this way. Alright, let's get that iguanodon one more time. Ride on Dinosaur.
Dinosaurs. How? That's proprietary. But the result is a breathtaking journey through a prehistoric world that will witness the most spectacular creatures to ever walk the earth. In a moment, you'll be going live to our control center for a comprehensive safety briefing, and then it's on to the tour that will convince you forever that the future is truly in the past.
Hello there. Welcome to our little trans-dimensional joyride, folks. I'm Dr. Seeker, your friendly controller, and a heck of a paleontologist, if I do say so myself. But let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you, and how you can help me make history today with the Time Rover. It's like this. If I can bring you back from the Cretaceous period, it stands to reason that I can bring back a live dinosaur with you. And not just any dinosaur. Take a look at this guy. He's an iguanodon, and I'm certain that he is the key to understanding these magnificent creatures. I tagged him with a locator during an unauthorized field trip. Otherwise, I'd be traveling with you. Right now, our dino should be about here, at the very end of the Cretaceous period. That's where you're going today.
I've arrived, it seems, just in time to correct a little misstatement.
Dr. Marsh.
That is impossibly close to the giant asteroid impact that destroyed most life forms on Earth. Our tours are designed to take you to the early Cretaceous period, and I can assure you that all time rovers have been securely locked on those coordinates.
That's right. See? Securely locked. Access denied.
Continue.
Of course. We were just talking about seatbelts. Plug them in, use them. It can get kind of choppy out there, so keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times. Flash photography? I wouldn't. It alters the homing signal, and that's not good. Oh, and one more thing. Those locked coordinates? We're in. Now, here's the drill. You follow the homing signal to the iguanodon, then I'll enlarge the transport field, and boom, you're back with one additional passenger extra large. And don't worry about that asteroid. You'll be in and out of there before it even breaks the atmosphere. Trust me, what could go wrong?
I know you guys aren't going to see much on the POV, but I'm going to enjoy the ride. Dinosaur, one final time.
This is Seeker. Listen up. We've got to get in, grab the iguanodon, and get out before that asteroid hits. Let's roll! Okay, now let's go get that dino. Computer, what are you tracking?
Styracosaurus.
Not our dino.
Warning, meteor shower in range.
Just little one.
Polyramus. Hadrosaur. Raptor.
serious. Locking autopilot on homing signal now. Hang on! I'm tracking a big dino on the scope. Could be ours. Computer, full stop. Identify.
Carnotaurus.
Definitely not our dino. Go, go, go! Another big guy coming up. Computer. Slow and identify.
Sauropod.
Still not our dino, but at least this one's a vegetarian.
In 90 seconds.
We better move it.
Pterodactyl.
Incoming!
Asteroid impact in 60 seconds.
We can't stop now. Keep going, keep going.
Compsognathus.
Computer, what's happening?
Loss of traction.
Four-wheel drive, move it!
Warning. Meteor strike.
Left, right, left, right. That was close. Computer, now what?
Carnotaurus.
That's it. Abort mission. Abort, abort.
Iguanodon.
Forget it. Get them out now.
Asteroid impact.
Brace yourself. This is it. They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it.
Mission accomplished.
You made it! I knew you would, and guess who made it back with you? I better find him before security does. Thanks for everything!
You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. You made it. Oh, it's the last time I'm gonna hear that. Except for in videos, of course. Dinosaur for the last time. Alright, I'm gonna continue on to Expedition Everest next. See what the single rider line is like. Alright, time for Expedition Everest. Now I have a lightning lane for noon. It is 10 o'clock, 10:30 right now. Standby wait is 90 minutes for it. I don't think I've seen it that long. Usually I'm here not during the time between Christmas and New Year's. Last year I think it was at the end of the trip, which was in January. So it was a little bit quieter then. So I don't think I've seen this quite as busy. Here's where the regular line's backed up to. I'm gonna go check out the single rider line and see if that's open. So that might be a little bit faster. All right, let's start with the Road 14 ride, Expedition Everest. So that's Expedition Everest, ride number 1. Row 14. As I was approaching the single rider line, a family from Colorado needed to use a lightning lane for people who weren't riding. So they approached me and said, hey, you want a free lightning lane? Sure, why not? So I was able to use that. I appreciate that. Now I'm actually in the single rider line, which looks pretty darn long. I've seen it back here before though, so I'd say maybe 25-minute wait from here, from this point. So let's just have another ride here at Expedition Everest. And I'm gonna try and book some more lightning lanes for later on today while I wait.
Yeah, you're gonna keep on going down. Yeah, not this guy over here.
rides on Expedition Everest. Finished up with the front row ride. You probably saw that first. Yeah, I used my lightning lane there to ask for the front row, because once I got up to the front, saw that there was nobody waiting for the front row. So asked the cast member, let me wait a couple trains, and got right on. So it's always a good strategy. If you're going through the main line or lightning lane, take a look at that front row queue, because it's kind of intermingled there with the single rider queue. It's just basically like one switchback, but if you see hardly anybody waiting for it, ask for the front. They'll probably give it to you. If there's a bunch of people waiting there, then they probably won't, but it's always worth a shot. So yeah, 5 rides, varying rows, I guess. I think row 14, row 3, row 4. Definitely going to come back and get more rides, but I did manage to snag a lightning lane for Kilimanjaro Safaris for right now, which is 12:15. So that's where I'm headed next. And then I think I'll probably grab some lunch after that and try to book maybe 1 or 2 more lightning lanes. There's not much else left to book because I've already got Flight of Passage, Navi River Journey. And outside of that, I think it's really just the shows. I do want to see the Lionking show. Finding Nemo, not that interesting to me, but also do want to check out Zootopia, which is what replaced Bug's Life, so I'm going to check that out as well. So Kilimanjaro Safari is up next. Let's see, like I mentioned last year, if you line it up, that matches up exactly with Everest behind it. Lightning lane, Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Many of the animals who live here are very shy and they'll hide behind the brush and the trees. So just keep a lookout. Now on the left, out in the open, we do see those copper-colored animals. Those are bongos. Ooh, wait a minute. On the right, there are some animals with zebra pants on. Those are going to be the okapi. They're actually friends. While the stripes on the okapi's legs make them look like they're related to the zebra, they're actually the only known living relative of the giraffe. They have the same type of bone structure, and if you were to compare both of their skulls, they would look very similar. As for the bongos, they're pretty well hidden because they are nicknamed the ghosts of the forest, since they are very shy and reclusive. Now actually, a lot of the antelope in this area do have stripes on their bodies, and the stripes help to mimic the appearance of sunlight and break up their patterns when they're hiding behind bushes and trees. It helps to keep them less easily spotted by predators. Now these ones are a prime example right up here to the right, to the light brown antelope. That's going to be the greater kudu. They're the tallest antelope in the forest, standing at about 55 inches at the shoulder. I do see a couple of black and white birds. Those are called saddle-billed stork. They are named for that saddle shape on their bills. They actually stand at about 5 feet in height, and you'll oftentimes find 2 together because they are known to mate for life. Well, this time it does appear that we probably have found everything that the Little Aturi Forest has to offer. So now we're going to head into the Safi River region. There is a lot of water over there, and usually where there's a lot of water, there are a lot of animals. If you look over to the right, you'll start to see those white birds called the pink-backed pelican. They get their name from the color their backs turn during mating season. They are known to be colonial nesters, and they'll stay together in groups of anywhere from 50 to 500. Now keep looking at the water because I know that there are some animals that live just underneath the surface. Oh, speaking of which, it just went down. There is a Nile hippopotamus back down there. Let's see if we can get a better view. I know it looks like a rock, but it is moving about.
There he is. Back there, too. Look, you see him there?
Yeah.
You see his little ears?
Usually pretty hard to spot because hippos can hold their breath for several minutes at a time underwater. Even when they are fully asleep, their head will instinctively come up for that breath of fresh air, and then it will go back down. It's kind of like how we unconsciously continue to breathe while we're sleeping. Well, that one was alone, but I do know that the group of hippos, or bloat, can be found around this area. Well, they may have migrated, because I'm not seeing much more further at the bottom of the water. But that's okay, because on the left I do see a Nile crocodile. Those guys will reach up to 16 feet in length, fully grown. They do have razor-sharp jaws that they can use to snatch their prey right off the shore, but they can be very gentle with them as well. They're known to be very good parents because they will oftentimes roll their eggs around in their mouth to encourage them to hatch. Now, the reason why that one has its mouth open is because the Nile crocodiles are cold-blooded. Now, the way they can generate body heat is, of course, by basking in the sun. And the best way to better help them absorb that heat is actually by opening their mouths. Well, now we are well on our way to this Serengeti grasslands. There are a lot of free-roaming animals out there, and we should see them from either side of the vehicle. Do make sure to keep your cameras out and ready because, of course, we are moving, and those animals will be as well. Before we head in, over on the right, you'll see that large tree called the baobab tree. Baobab trees are nicknamed the tree of life because they can store gallons of water inside of their trunk. You may notice that the top does resemble roots, and that's why it's also sometimes referred to as the upside-down tree.
The upside down.
Now we are officially in the grasslands, and I will tell you guys that this type of environment is a perfectly balanced ecosystem. Taller animals will trim the undersides of trees, smaller animals will mow the grass, and the larger ones, such as the elephant, will bulldoze any old trees to make room for new ones. It all works together in perfect harmony. Now I know you guys aren't missing the tallest land animal in the world right over here on the right. Those, of course, are giraffe. You may not know this, though, there are actually many different types of giraffe in Africa, and these are just one of them. These are called the Maasai, and we know that because of the jagged edges on their spots. They're going to be different from other types, such as the reticulated, who have more of a net-like pattern to their coat. We are going to rather have a chance to get a little bit closer to them, but on our way over there, I do believe we're spotting a den right up ahead. So I'm hoping there are some predators at home this afternoon. Well, if you guys start to look to the right of that den, I do believe I'm seeing some painted dogs named for that unique marking on their coat. They're laying down. They appear very cute and cuddly, but they are actually the most successful pack hunter in Africa, and that's because they're known for running after their prey until it drops from exhaustion. But the guys, actually those aren't hyenas, they're painted dogs. They're actually not even part of the same subspecies. Hyena is part of the subspecies Hyenidae, but painted dogs are part of the canine family. On the left side, you'll see the animals with the curved horns. Those are sable antelope. They are the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. And of course, you're not missing these giraffe over here. They'll be anywhere from 17 to 20 feet in height, fully grown. A lot of that height does come from their neck, which is about 9 feet in length. You would think that they have a lot more bones in their neck than we do, but they actually have the same amount of vertebrae as the human, which is 7, except for the fact that their bones are a lot larger than ours. Now, most of the time when you do spot a giraffe, they will be eating. They actually eat about 22 hours out of the day. Now, in contrast, they only need quick power naps, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. It all adds up to be about a half hour. Now, as for the bulky antelope around them, though, those ones are going to be called the eland. They're capable of jumping up to 8 feet in the air from a standstill. Happen to see some striped animals out in the distance over there. Looks like there are some zebras, Hartman's mountain zebras to be exact. We know that because of how spaced out the stripes on their rump are. Now we're probably going to get a good look at those as we get a little bit closer. There are also some more creatures over there too. Well, over on the right, up on the hill, there are some gray animals. Those are called wildebeest. They travel together in herds with millions migrating a year. Along with them, the little brown, black, and white antelope are called springbuck. They may be small, but just because they're tiny doesn't mean they're not mighty. They're known for springing up to 6 feet in the air and 13 feet forward. Now I'm going to move forward and see if we can get a better look at the zebras that were just up there. I will say we have had some pretty good luck out here so far, and I'm hoping to keep that streak of luck going as we head into monkey country, which is also on the border of Elephant Point. Over by the baobab tree, you'll see the zebras once again. Once again, those are Hartman's Mountain zebras. They are very special because they're the only type of zebra to have an extra flap of skin right underneath their neck called a dewlap. When it gets really hot outside, the blood will rush to their dewlap and help to cool off their body temperature.
Look at her, she's so pretty. A little bit quiet over here. Oh, but on the right, I do see the African elephant out there. Now, of course, we don't just know they're African because we're in Africa, but if you look at their ears, they're very large and shaped similarly to the continent of Africa. And if you're looking on the left, there is a mandrill walking in between the bushes. You can kind of spot his brilliant red and blue markings on his face and bottom, but just as quickly as he came up, he went back down. I will tell you, though, that if you're wondering what he looked like, that's the monkey that Rafiki from the Lion King was modeled after. And here they are closer. Now we are still just on the border of Elephant Point, so we're also going to head all the way in and see what else is out there. I'm always pretty excited to see some because unfortunately the elephant is becoming increasingly harder to find. And that's because they're poached for their ivory. Ivory is found in their tusks and will oftentimes be used to make either jewelry or figurines. So one way we can help out, even though it doesn't seem like a lot, is if you ever see anything made out of ivory, we just urge you not to buy it. Because if we do lessen demand for that product, we may have a chance of helping those elephants out in even the smallest of ways.
Now, Disney actually established a project called the Elephants and Bees Project. We found out that those large creatures were becoming harmed in Africa because they were getting into the crops of farmers. Now, of course, they were just looking for a food source, but the farmers need to make a living as well. Through research, we actually found out that the elephant is afraid of bees. They don't like that buzzing sound. So we learned we can establish beehives around crops, and it helps keep those large creatures away and safe. It's also a win-win for farmers because they get the honey from those bees. That just goes to show you that you can get creative with your conservation and help all parties involved, both the animals as well as the humans. Well, speaking of animals, I do believe I am seeing a herd out here. I'm going to guess that this is a female herd. The elephant lives in a very matriarchal society, and it's very female-dominated. There'll be a head matriarch, and she'll keep track of all the others to make sure that they stay together, because they know that there is safety in numbers. Now, in contrast, the male elephant leaves the herd at a very young age, and they go off and live more of a solitary lifestyle. Occasionally, they will get together in male groups, and those will be called bachelor herds. But if you ever just see one elephant alone, most likely that is just a bachelor elephant. Well, for those of you who didn't get a good look at the Hartman's Mountain zebras, it looks like they caught up to us right over here. Now let's make sure they're not trying to get some treats over here. Oh, they're a little bit too close for comfort. Yep. We're gonna hang tight for a second. Now guys, I know we're stopped, but make sure to stay fully seated, guys. Fully seated. We are gonna head on out. You may have noticed the animals with the large horns. Those are Ankole cattle, also nicknamed Watusi cattle because they were domesticated by the Watusi tribe in Africa. Guys, well, on the left you'll notice some greater flamingos. They get their pink coloring from all the brine shrimp that they eat in their diet, which is high in beta-carotene. Now, they are relatively light in color, but that is because they are the lightest of the flamingo species, since they also happen to be the largest. So it gives the coloring from their diet a little bit more room to disperse. Now, that has to be my favorite view of the entire reserve. You can see the flamingos, the baobab tree, and of course the elephants out there. Well, now it is about time we head into a different area of the savannah. You will see that there's quite a bit of vegetation over here, so just keep a lookout. You never know what's going to pop up out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, speaking of which, there is a crash right up on the right, which is what a group of rhinos is called. Now that's an African white rhino. Now if you're wondering, why isn't it stopping? Well, they can actually only see about 10 feet in front of them. So the little ears are twitching from side to side because they have an amazing sense of hearing to make up for it. So now it knows we're here, but I'm just letting her head across because this is her home. Now, while the white rhino is anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 pounds fully grown, they are actually very docile and friendly, which is why they're found in their groups. So I'll let that one get back to its friend just over there. Rock formation. And speaking of wild cats, I think I see some just lying around up here to the left.
That is a lioness, yes, because she does not have a mane. 2 lionesses. While the lions stay together in a family group called a pride, there'll be a male and some females. Oh, but the male is, of course, just lying around. I'm not too surprised about that, because lions are actually nocturnal. They're more active at night. They do sleep about 15 hours out of the day, so it is right in the middle of their sleep. But maybe the ladies got up for a midday snack? Now, unfortunately, I will tell you the lions are at risk due to habitat loss. Since the first Lion King movie came out in 1994, the lion population has actually decreased by 50%. Now in learning this, Disney established a program called Protect the Pride, and the goal is to double the number of lions by 2050. Now, these creatures usually stay pretty well hidden over here. I think I might be spotting something though, hopefully. Yep, I was correct. I saw a long neck over there. It looks like there is an ostrich. So we're gonna head up on that, but as we pass by on the right, those shaggy antelope are waterbuck. That indicates that it's a female, while a male ostrich has black plumage. She's hanging around nearby because it looks like their community clutch of eggs is over here. They only periodically need to be incubated, but I'm sure she wants to keep track of them. One of those eggs equals about 2 dozen chicken eggs. And before you get any big ideas, the outer shell is very hard. So hard, in fact, that a grown man could stand on top of them and they still would not break. Villagers will take both the milk and cheese into town and sell it to make a profit. It's both nutritious but also eco-friendly, because now we do not have to rely on the poaching of wildlife in order to make a living. We just need to own a few of those Nigerian dwarf goats.
That was the Kilimanjaro Safaris. It's an excellent tour that time. I actually had the whole front row to myself. I didn't ask for that. It just worked out that way. I think about halfway through the glasses battery conked out finally. So I did film a little bit with the phone as well. Hopefully I got most of the safari. If not, you know, I enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed at least what I was able to film. So up next, I got to charge the glasses. I'm going to get some lunch and take a bit of a break here. But before continuing on, more rides to come. Also got some shows to watch as well. I just want to check out Zootopia and the Lion King. So I'll check in with you guys in a bit. Alright, break time is over. I'm back at Everest for some more rides. I tried to get a lightning lane for Zootopia. It was unsuccessful so far. I'm going to keep trying while I'm in the single rider line. The Zootopia regular wait is about an hour, which I don't particularly care to wait for that. So I'm going to keep trying for a lightning lane. Maybe I can catch that show. If not, I have more rides on Everest. The next lightning lane for me is in a couple of hours. And that is Navi River Journey. So that's what's coming up. More rides on Everest. Alright, so I was turned away from single rider. It's completely full. Yeah, it's insanely busy here, of course, in case you guys didn't know. It's actually day before New Year's. So yeah, like I said, about an hour or so before my next lightning lane, which is Navi River Journey. So I'm just kind of slowly heading that way. Might go check out Planet Watch on the way over there. It's been a while since I've actually done that. So I'll check that out. And yeah, Navi River Journey coming up next after that. Maybe I'll go back to Everest probably this evening. See if the single rider lane is back open again, hopefully. Alright, so it is now 4 o'clock. Just had a nice little chill out and continued to try to get a lightning lane for Zootopia and still failed to do so. As you can see, I've made my way to Pandora, the world of Avatar. There's Flight of Passage in there somewhere. Do have a lightning lane for that in a few hours. But for now, I do have a lightning lane that is ready for Navi River Journey, which is a boat ride. So that is next. I'm gonna head on in. Other people may feel differently, but I would not wait 95 minutes for this. I don't even think I'd wait 45 minutes for it, a little over 95. But I do have a lightning lane, so I'm gonna use that. All right, let's go for a front row ride, Navi River Journey. So that was Navi River Journey. My only real complaint is I was just on the shorter side. Like, I don't know, I'm used to boat rides like, you know, It's a Small World and Parts of the Caribbean, which are much, much longer. That one seems like it only lasts maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I have to look at the timestamps. Boats kind of move pretty slow too. That animatronic is pretty impressive at the end though, that's for sure. And it is a beautiful ride. It's just, I mean, days like today, you get, you know, the 90-minute waits. Like, is that really worth a 90-minute wait? I really don't think so. I'm trying not to walk through people's pictures here. Anyways, continuing on, I think I'm going to try to catch the Lion King show, which is, I think, in like 10-15 minutes. Do not have a lightning lane for it, so do not know if I'll be able to get in that or not. But I will try, and I'll continue to keep trying to get that lightning lane for Zootopia. It's just not happening so far. And I'll be back for this ride, Flight of Passage, in a little bit. So Lion King, and if not, maybe I'll head back to Everest to see if the single rider is back open. So I mentioned how beautiful this park is.
Yes.
Do love Animal Kingdom. Yeah, this is not happening. If the line's this far back, I'm not gonna be able to get into the next show. And this is the last show of the day, 5 o'clock. So sadly, no Lion King for me today, because I highly doubt most of these people are getting into the theater. At least from past experience anyway. So onward, back to Everest I go. Nice view of the tree of life from here on the way to Everest. The sun just started peeking out and Everest is all lit up now in the sunlight. Looks like a painting. It doesn't even look real. Single rider has definitely cleared out 5 people. Let's be a 2-minute wait. Let's go for some night rides and Expedition Everest. Expedition Everest. Just got 5 more rides on this beauty. Single rider line definitely cleared out, so that allowed me to just keep going back around for more rides. Yeah, this is such an amazing ride. I'd have to say it's probably my second favorite coaster at Disney World, behind Cosmic Rewind, which I did a few times yesterday. I'd say it's better than Tron, better than Seven Dwarfs. I don't know, do you guys agree? Let me know. Anyways, 7:15 right now. Park closes at 8, and I still have a Flight of Passage lightning lane, so I'm going to do that before heading on out of here. So for now, goodbye, Everest. Alright, last ride of the night. Flight of Passage. It was posted a 150-minute wait for the regular line. Of course, it's near park close, so that's gonna die down once us lightning lane folks aren't able to go in anymore. Let's have one more ride here. Flight of Passage. I do remember there being a headset or something that you wear. So no POV for me on this. I'm just gonna enjoy it, but I might show some of the pre-show as well. And I'll see you guys on the other side.
Avatar. Using avatars to fly this way was all figured out by my boss, Dr. Jackie Ogden. She leads our science team, which is part of the Pandora Conservation Initiative, and we're here in the Valley of Moara studying banshees and their environment. Over a generation ago, this enormous company called the RDA created a lot of damage to the area through their bad mining practices and conflicts with the Na'vi. Just like on Earth, it can take decades for ecosystems to recover. One way to understand what's going on with an ecosystem is to study what are called keystone species. These are animals like tigers, jaguars, seals. The banshee is one of these important animals. Dr. Ogden is the foremost expert on studying the ikran and has spent years researching them. Unfortunately, banshees live high in rookeries and humans can't get anywhere near them without becoming their lunch. But the Na'vi and avatars can. In fact, the Na'vi have been riding on the backs of banshees since their earliest history. Thanks to science, avatars can ride on banshees too. That's why you're linking to an avatar. It was Dr. Ogden who restarted the Avatar program. It's because of her that you're able to go through this rite of passage today. Pandora is a breathtaking natural world. I cannot wait for you guys to see it for yourselves. The compatible match of your genetic material with the genetic material of one of the avatar bodies that we already have. Once we do that, you'll be able to link to that avatar and fly. Help us out and move around a bit. Almost. Yes, got him. Now, let's find you your avatar matches. All right. You've all been matched with avatars. Looks like they're ready for you in the next room.
Sivako. Last ride of the night and last ride of the visit here to Walt Disney World. That was Flight of Passage. That really is an amazing ride. I love the ride system. Love to see if they do something more with that in the future on other rides, or maybe they already have. I just haven't ridden it yet. But yeah, I mean, basically on kind of like a motorbike position, and the seat kind of moves you all around. There's various 4D effects with smells and sights, just like Soarin', where you kind of smell the grass smell at one point. Yeah, it's such a fun ride. I think it is my second favorite here at Animal Kingdom, behind, of course, Expedition Everest. This whole area is just gorgeous. Love it here in Pandora. So with that, that'll bring an end to my visit to Walt Disney World overall for this year. Hope you guys enjoyed the 4 vlogs from these parks. If you watched them, thanks for watching. Up next is going to be New Year's Eve at SeaWorld Orlando. So stay tuned for that. Much more to come from this Florida trip. So with that, signing off from Pandora. Take care, guys.